State regime media, which calls itself Fox News, made a stunning admission about the end of Donald Trump, or Trump's destruction at the midterms coming up. State regime media admitted that Donald Trump's polling is absolutely abysmal. And it was segment after segment after segment after segment saying how bad of a job Donald Trump is doing and how alarming the data is. Watch as Brit Hume says the following. Let's play this clip.
Yeah, one quick one on the U.S. economy. We hear from the administration about the growth and the potential growth in Q1, Q2, and what they see on the horizon. We asked, are you better off financially than a year ago? Better 24%, worse 39%, same 36%. It is what we've talked about numerous times about feeling where the economy is and what that means for people at home.
Yeah, as we look ahead to the midterms, Brett, people are going to be judging this election, and the president's continuing standing on the basis of how well they feel the economy is going. There are signs, and some experts say that we're going to have a booming economy this coming year or this rest of this year, and certainly the administration certainly needs that because while the stock market is high and employment is relatively high, people do not feel good about this economy. This poll suggests that, and they haven't for some time, and it's not so far getting any better for them, which would be very dangerous for the Republicans in the midterm elections.
More from Brit Hume right here. Let's play this clip.
ICE efforts to deport illegal immigrants. If we ask folks out there, too aggressive, 59%, not aggressive enough, 17%, about right, 24%. That tracks with other polls that we've seen in recent days surrounding a lot of this video that obviously has come out, and there's all kinds of people weighing in on all sides.
Yeah, Brett, I think that's right. It does track with the other polls, and it suggests that while the administration is within its limits, its legal limits in this immigration crackdown and the dragnet that's going on, particularly out in Minnesota, it has hit its political limits. And the Republic's response to what it is seeing on its TV screens and reading about in publications and so forth suggests that people, they want the border closed, they want criminal illegals rounded up. But they see these scenes in the street, particularly the two killings in Minnesota, and they see, people who seem otherwise innocent, although they may be here illegally, rounded up. They don't like that. We have a compassionate people, and even illegal immigrants are not beyond the scope of that compassion. And I think the administration is being seen as having gone too far on this, and the poll certainly suggests that.
Then, as I mentioned, segment after segment on Fox was saying how awful Donald Trump's polling was, how terrible he is with independents. Here was a whole segment on state regime media saying Donald Trump has lost all of the independents. He's done. Here, play this clip.
One poll that caught our eye in our new Fox poll, Tom, is the view of how much time President Trump spends on issues, immigration, foreign policy, economy, and too much time is really low on the economy, and it seems like there is this, at least in this poll, and these respondents of registered voters, it's a little upside down. Your thoughts on that? And let me play the soundbite first, because in recent days, the president has been to Iowa talking about the economy. Today, he's talking about Trump accounts. Take a listen.
Under this program, the U.S. government will automatically create a tax-free investment account for every newborn American child, something that nobody really would have even thought of. Under this administration, we're going to leave every child with real assets and a shot at financial freedom.
Clearly, the administration sees those numbers out there.
Yeah, I thought this was the best event they'd done on the economy. He went all the way out to Iowa and, gave this speech, but with what was going on and the news out of Minneapolis, and then he posted to Truth Social that he's got an armada steaming toward Iran and threatening them. His economy speech ended up being like the fourth news story of the day. At least this was featured. That poll is really disturbing. And when you look at a poll like that, you got to dig into the internals and the partisan splits. Throw out the Democrats because they hate him. They'll never give him credit. Look at independents, look at Republicans, because that's what the Republican Party needs and what Trump needs for the midterms. And 78% of independents think that Trump isn't spending enough time on the economy. That's a huge number. And the economy is the number one issue by an order of magnitude. Inflation in the economy is 36%. The next closest thing is like 15%. So a lot of work for the administration to continue to do on the economic front.
And even on the show called The Five, Jesse Waters and all those right-wing propagandists, they were struggling to get a word in as the lone pro-democracy voice on that network, Jessica Tarlov, went on the offense and said, you really think that we're just going to move all past the fact that Trump's got ICE and Border Patrol, Gestapo murdering people on the street? Yeah, we're not moving past that, okay? Here, play this clip.
The idea that we are just going to move past what has unfolded over the last few weeks, including what happened to Renee Good getting 3 bullets in her, knowing that she was alive for 8 minutes after that happened but didn't receive medical care, or what happened to Alex Preddy over the weekend, and start talking again about how Democrats are the problem and it's all of you guys organizing online and your vast conspiracy to make sure that all the bad hombres can stay here. We don't want bad hombres to stay here. We want regular hombres who may have entered illegally but are living good, productive lives in America, a lot of them with American children, to be able to stay, and also for American citizens to not be detained and also to not be shot.
More from Tarlov right here as she says, Donald Trump didn't take down the temperature on anything. Look what ICE agents are doing, trying to invade the Ecuadorian consulate. You have an ICE agent saying, if you raise your voice, I'll erase your voice. And she didn't even mention, because it happened late last night, Donald Trump again posting that Alex Preddy is a domestic terrorist. Donald Trump posted that last night. But listen to what Tarlov said here. Play this clip.
So since Donald Trump, quote unquote, took down the temperature, an ICE agent on video threatening, you raise your voice, I erase your voice. You have agents trying to get into the Ecuadorian embassy because they think they can round up some illegals there. That's illegal based on international law. Told by someone who works at the consulate, back up. He says, if you touch me, I'll grab you. Kyle Cheney at Politico has been tracking the cases of folks who have been detained, found 2,300 cases since July alone where the judge has ruled that ICE has illegally detained someone.
I'm so excited to tell you about my Ridge wallet. Look, the old wallet I used to have was so clunky, I started to feel like George Costanza from Seinfeld. The old wallet was this giant crusty leather brick that was falling apart and actually giving me back pain because I was sitting uneven. Then I found Ridge, and thank goodness I did. Ridge wallets have unique, slim, modern designs that holds up to 12 cards plus cash. They are made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. Ridge comes in over 50 plus colors and styles to choose from. All Ridge products have a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. Ridge gives me peace of mind knowing that all Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology, keeping you safe from digital pickpocketers. They also have over 100,000 5-star reviews. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all their products. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using code Meidas at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code Meidas, and you're all set. After your purchase, they'll ask how you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know MeidasTouch sent you.
And then when Jesse Waters tried to defend Stephen Miller, Jessica Tarlov says, yeah, we know that you love the guy and you call him your little sexual matador boy. We know that he's your type. And by the way, Jessica Tarlov isn't exaggerating anything here. Jesse Waters previously said that he thought Stephen Miller is a sexual matador. Play this clip.
And so the argument about Donald Trump is in retreat. It is verifiable. If you look at what's happened with Greg Bovino, he's out. He's sent back to his old post, maybe goes into early retirement. Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem are duking it out in the proverbial pages of Axios. She says, now everything I've done at the direction of the president and Stephen. Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's wife, tweeting out a defense of him in there. He's lying to try to keep his job. She may get impeached. You have Tom Tillis and Lisa Murkowski
Miller's
saying
not
she should
going
go.
anywhere.
Okay. Well, he's concerned. Are you denying that he is concerned about what's going? Because he's come out and
Miller's
said
staying
that
put.
they have. I get it, you love him, the sexual matador. He is your type, but
How
it
dare
is.
you, Jessica?
You're the one who said it. It was
Okay,
weird.
Jessica, there's a lot there, and I want to get to Greg.
So then state regime media known as Fox didn't really know what to do because you had Donald Trump holding that deranged event yesterday with Nicki Minaj where he gave her a gold card so she could be a resident even though she was undocumented before. There was like the weird photo of her nails grabbing Donald Trump's discolored hand where he has all the makeup on as he's physically and cognitively rotting before our eyes. So then Laura Ingraham confuses Nicki Minaj with Cardi B. Don't ever make that confusion because one is vile, Nicki Minaj, and one is amazing, Cardi B. But I guess as Bakari Sellers said, I guess we all look alike there, Laura. Here, play this clip.
Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump. Now, conservatives, or including myself, were beyond disgusted by some of her lyrics in her songs over the years. WAP, I won't say what that stands for, but that's Cardi B. Oh, that's how bad I am. That's Cardi B. Thank you, Sam. I stand corrected.
And then you had Senator Marino on from Ohio, and he said, it's a very big deal that Nicki Minaj supports Donald. You see, we're not racist. Doesn't that show that we're not racist, everybody? The hell? Here, play this clip.
But she's incredibly popular, right? And she's now bridging this gap from her world to Trump world. How big is that moment?
It's a big deal because what happens is there's a stereotype about what President Trump's supporters are all about. We're racist, right? We hate Hispanics, although he endorsed this Hispanic to be the first Hispanic elected statewide in Ohio. So look, this is about, she's calling it like it is. President Trump is doing more to help American citizens than any other president in my lifetime. He actually loves
this country.
He loves the people of this country. And that's why he's protecting us and defending us and making sure we have safety, security, and prosperity.
And as Shannon Watts says, this is not an SNL skit, but it probably looks like one, where you had Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying, all right, parents, for your kids' birthdays, you should not get them toys. Add money to their Trump accounts and teach them the power of compounding interest. No more toys for kids. Play this clip.
To all the moms and dads out there that are watching right now, they should sign up now, right, for Trump accounts during this tax season?
We've already had, just in the past few days, 500,000 families sign up. We believe there are about 25 million who are eligible. So go on the IRS website. It's form 4547, and everyone should do it. And it's a great way because you can also, if relatives, rather than giving a toy for a birthday, for a holiday, they can contribute to these accounts. I think we're going to see a substantial drop in people playing the lottery because you've won the lottery.
Right.
You've got $1,000, and the power of compound interest, families can add to that. So this is really a new kind of philanthropy. It is direct to children.
So while Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was on state regime media saying no toys for kids, you had Jesse Waters doing a whole segment on the following. Should men buy women Sweeney's lingerie? I don't even know what that means. Should men buy women Sweeney lingerie? Then they brought on Melania Trump, just utterly deranged. Watch this.
I heard you mention to Ainsley that you have more legislation coming out. I don't know if you want to preview that here or just say, what's the difference?
Not yet. I'm working, and I think I will have a lot of support like I had it with the previous one. So, but I'm working also reuniting more children.
Wow.
I think we will have a success. I'm still in talks. So that's exciting. That's, for me, it's very satisfying because, you're bringing children home.
Absolutely.
And then Melania says that Donald Trump's a unifier. Okay, play this clip.
It's great to have you. Something struck me in the trailer. So the president is standing there and gets asked, what will your legacy be? What's your focus for the second term? And he says, I want to be remembered as a peacemaker. And you added and unifier. And I'm curious as to what role you play in that or what your designs are for how you can help facilitate that, because there's no question that the country needs a lot of unifying at this moment.
Yes, it does, but I think he's unifier. He's unifier not just here, United States, but around the world. He stopped many wars, and as well here in United States, it's a lot of opposition. And that's the problem, right? So the people not agreeing with everything what he does, and they just need to come on the same page and see that he wants to make America only safer and better.
Hear that, Jessica?
And then finally, they have Senior Department of Homeland Security Advisor Tricia McLaughlin. She's asked, so do you still believe that Alex Pretty's a domestic terrorist? And she goes, well, we're still investigating. Okay, well, by the way, Donald Trump said he was last night. Here, play this clip.
Secretary Noem accused Alex Pretty of being a domestic terrorist. Is the administration standing by that language?
So initial statements were made after reports from CBP on the ground. That was a very chaotic scene. We know that our ICE law enforcement are facing rampant violence against them, a highly coordinated campaign. So that is why this investigation is so important, so that we can get accurate facts to the American people.
Would you use that expression again, domestic terrorist?
I think that we have to really have the investigation be leading the way on this, Stuart. And again, the early statements that were released was based on a chaotic scene on the ground. And we really need to have true, accurate information to come to light. And so again, Homeland Security investigators are leading that with the FBI supporting.
All right, Tricia McLaughlin, thank you very much for being with us this morning.
There you have it, folks. State Regime Media panicking. Keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 6 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to add the MeidasTouch podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for new updates every single day.